authorized murder by a jury that consisted of 11 white members and 1 Asian person, which is not representative of Birmingham. During that trial, a 39-year-old man who says, I'm not racist because I'm mixed race, I'm half Pakistani, admitted to calling DeaJohn a nigger. There was independent evidence given that he shouted out of his car window, I'm gonna get you, you black bastard. But despite all of this, he walked away out of this court free. He walked away out of this court admitting to racially abusing a 14-year-old boy, and nothing can be done about it. We're not people of violence. We're people of liberty. We're God-fearing people.
Yeah.
There is a system here that we want to have changed, because doesn't matter what we do, we can go smash up windows. The facts are, at the end of the day, we need change. We need equality, we need justice. We don't want any more DeaJohns. Yes, some of our young people have lost their lives since, but not in the horrific way that DeaJohn has lost his life. If you look at some of these placards, you'll see this young lad chasing him with a knife in the air, wearing a hood, a balaclava, gloves, on a hot summer's eve, on a hot spring evening rather, in front of witnesses, and then stabbing him to death, then jogging off like he's going for a jog. And then an adult comes over and looks at DeaJohn as he falls to the ground and turns around and walks away. That could happen to anyone's child. And this is why we have to ensure that we stand for justice and ensure that this doesn't happen again. It's been happening for far too long, and it's now time we say enough is enough. Now I know that many will say, well, there's not a load of you there. And that's better, because this campaign has to grow.
Yes.
It has to grow.
Yes.
It has to grow.
It will grow.
Because we need justice for DeaJohn, don't we?
Yes.
Justice, yes.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want that justice?
Now.
What does Joan want?
Justice.
When does she want that justice?
Now.
This court system needs to be reformed. That's why we're starting here today. Because we can't do nothing to challenge a jury if it does not represent this city. This city is half black and Asian. It has a population of over 50% people of color, people with brown and black skin. And when you see a jury with 11 white members, you should say, no disrespect, it's not balanced. It's not representing Birmingham.
Yes.
And no disrespect, but not every single white person understands the implications of hollering at a 14-year-old boy, you black bastard and you nigger.
Come on.
Not everyone's going to understand that.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Because the way in which some have been brought up, they feel they are superior to us. Not everyone.
Yeah.
But there are some who do. Feeling sympathy because the 5 people in the dock were white, and this little nasty black boy had a friend that tried to steal a man bag. Does that mean you chase them like a scene out of Mississippi Burning? And does that mean that you hunt them and you stab them to death and you run off leaving them there? Then you go into the witness box sipping water, crying, I didn't mean to do it.
Come on now.
Yes, man.
Come on now, man.
The video footage tells you something totally different. But what it does, and some people have said, please, as a bishop, do not knock the jury system. Well, I'm going to knock it because it's the truth. The truth is, what trial were they in? What planet are they on? They've seen the video that you saw on the news. The only part of the video you did not see is when the lad chasing him like that went like that with a knife and stuck it in his chest. And that has also been captured on video, and this jury saw it. But this jury was still of the opinion that, guess what? They felt sorry for him. So it's manslaughter.
My God.
He was 14 years old at the time. He was on remand with a 6 years, 6-month sentence, which he has to serve half. He'll be out by his 18th birthday.
Injustice.
He'll be out by his 18th birthday.
Injustice.
This is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for justice
We
for
need
DeaJohn.
justice now.
There is also the issue.
No justice, no peace.
How on earth can you call a boy a nigger, and admit it in open court and you're walking out free? You're strutting yourself. It's wrong. And one thing, DeaJohn, I'm going to say this to you now. DeaJohn was not a nigger. DeaJohn was not a black bastard.
No.
DeaJohn was John's son.
Yes.
Come on now. DeaJohn was John's son. And if he's John's son, he's all of our sons. One thing I need to deal with as well today, before we march. Some people said that DeaJohn had a criminal record. DeaJohn had no criminal record.
No bed.
Some people said that DeaJohn tried to steal a bag. DeaJohn did not try to steal a bag.
Listen.
Did one of DeaJohn's friends make a grab for the bag? Yes, they did. And guess what? They admitted it in open court, giving evidence that they tried to grab the bag and it was not DeaJohn. And one of the things I want us to reflect on today as well. What example are we setting for our young people when a 39-year-old man comes, tells everyone get in a car, and I know that he knows his son had a knife.
Yes, man.
They put their balaclavas on in the car and they claim they didn't see when they put the balaclavas on. They all jumped out the car and chased him. What type of an adult is that?
Come on now.
What type of an adult is that?
Brutality.
It's time we get real people.
Racism.
And the people who are sending me the messages at the moment on social media, telling me to leave the country, threatening me and my family, I will say to them, you know where I live, please come and
Bring
try.
it. Yes. Yes.
Because I ain't gonna run.
You're God, man. Yes.
We ain't gonna run. Because at the end of the day, no threat is gonna stop me from supporting Joan and the family.
Yes.
Because do you know what? It could be any one of our children next.
Yes.
And we have to ensure that this doesn't happen again. So what do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Say his name.
DeaJohn Reid!
Say his name.
DeaJohn Reid!
Say his name.
DeaJohn Reid!
Before we start our march today, I'm just going to tell you where we're going to go. We're going to go down to Waterstones. We're just going to walk along here into High Street, and then we gather outside Waterstones where we'll have a rally. After each speaker, we're going to rally. We've got people with a petition. We're going to encourage people to sign this petition down there. We've got some children with the buckets. We're going to make a collection, ask people, because for the simple reason, these campaigns cost money.
Yes.
Maxie Hales always told me, and those of you who know Maxie says, justice always costs money, Desmond.
Yes.
And the thing is, he's right, because if you haven't got money to even buy a train ticket to go down to Westminster, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part, that justice does cost money. So, you know, whilst we're going along, I think there's some people with flyers for today as well. Anyone asking what today is